are now at a point where opposition is so united that it is practically impossible for the BJP to win the election.
I think if your words were to come true, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will have a lot of time post-May, and he might want to spend a lot of that time on yoga, but if he were to spend a lot of that time reading books, what would be a book that you would recommend Prime Minister Modi to read?
I would recommend him to read, can I have two? Can I say two?
Yeah, you have a lot of time.
I would recommend him to read the Gita. And the Gita, you cannot really understand the Gita in one reading, because it's a evolution. So I would recommend him to read it a couple of times, not just once. And the second book I would recommend is I Am That by Swami Nisargadatta. That is my personal favorite.
Well, thank you.
That is also a similar book that teaches you how insignificant one is when compared to the universe.
Maybe on his next birthday, because he has asked his party men and other colleagues not to present bouquets and instead come with books. Maybe on his next birthday, would you like to present him a copy?
I'll give you a copy, you can give it to him.
Well, that's pretty risky proposition. Well, thank you very much. I think we have had an exhilarating discussion. It has been quite.
Do we have more time, or are we done?
We have.
We're done.
Probably we are actually running behind the schedule.
No, because I came a bit late, so I owe them some time.
I thought the idea was you would go across and
okay.
Also meet. So he's going to be here for some time, and he's going to be exchanging pleasantries. So I think we should call this to an end. Thank you very much. And
let him ask one question.
Okay.
What's your take on this move to reunite the Gandhi-Nehru family?
I haven't heard this speculation. Yeah, please.
Sir, I have a question for you. Okay. Let him complete the answer.
Mic le lijiye, sir.
My question is, at the national level, your target is Modi and RSS. But if I have correctly understood your local leaders in Odisha, their target is Naveen Patnaik. So
no,
how do...
My target is, in the national level, to give voice to the people of India. And my target in Odisha is to give the voice of Odisha, the people of Odisha, a voice. My target is to take Odisha out of this one-man bureaucratic regime and hand it to the people of Odisha. I want to make one more point. There is a connection between Narendra Modi and Mr. Patnaik. Mr. Narendra Modi has leverage over Mr. Naveen Patnaik. You know why? Because of corruption cases. And Mr. Naveen Patnaik tacitly supports Mr. Narendra Modi throughout, whether it is GST, whether it is Notebandi, whether it is in Parliament in different bills. So we are fighting them both. We are fighting Narendra Modi in Delhi, and we are fighting a version of Mr. Narendra Modi in Odisha. I must say one thing though. With respect to Mr. Naveen Patnaik, he is autocratic. He centralizes power, but he is not as hate-filled as Mr. Narendra Modi is.
I think Rahulji is going to be here. He is going to be meeting all of you in person. So no, we'll have to call it to an end. Thank you. We will take it up, please. We cannot end this. This has to come to an end. Samay simita achi agya. You still want to insist? Okay. Be very brief. 30 seconds.
Yeah. My question is.
No. Again. Say pachara achanti agya.
Rahulji, yes. Rahulji, I am working with Dr. Subbar Raoji, the great Gandhian of this country,
yes.
Gandhi Peace Foundation. My question is, when you need a change, there is a right research, right advocacy, right activity and right activism.
Yes.
Right. As you told that Congress has a dynamic strategy, so what kind of strategy Naveen ji applied for which he is coming to power for since last 20 years? And what you are lacking exactly in this state for which Congress is losing since last 20 years?
I think
one sir, in related things. Gandhi ji जब पदयात्रा किया ओडिशा में, उन्होंने बोले मेरा मन चाहता है कि सारा जिंदगी में ओडिशा में रुक जाऊं कि ओडिशा का हालत इतना खराब है. तो इसलिए आज का दिन में what is the national agenda of your party to see this state as a developed state? और 18 साल के बाद ओडिशा को 100 होगा. Yeah, this is a question to you. So what kind of vision you are looking for?
I think the Congress party over the last couple of years, which is something that has changed now, the Congress party was not working as a team. And this was a serious problem for us earlier. But I'm quite happy since the new PCC president has come and since the new AICC team has taken over, that the Odisha Congress is now beginning to work as a team and unitedly. So I think that is making a big difference. We do have different voices, but certain amount of discipline is also required, and I think the levels of indiscipline in the Congress earlier were too high. That is what we have changed. So I think that is a positive thing, and it is going to give us results. From a standpoint of Odisha, I think the huge question is you have massive resources and the allocation of those resources for Odisha's benefit. Number one. Number two, how do you involve large parts of the Odisha population who today do not have a future in Odisha? And I'm talking about in large measure, the Dalits and the tribals. How do you give them a space in the conversation, and how do you make them a part of the discussion going forward so that they can also benefit from growth and success of Odisha? That would be the broad thing. I think, should I just make a couple of closing remarks? Yeah. First of all, I want to apologize to you. I came here a little late, so I'd like to apologize that you had to wait for me. Number two, it's been a real pleasure for me talking to you. You asked me whether I would come back. Absolutely, certainly I will come back. I would like to have more conversations like this with you. Unfortunately, in a meeting like this, a lot of people feel that they couldn't ask a question they wanted to ask. That feeling is always there. There are, 300-400 people here, and we can only, have 10, 15, 20 questions. So I'd like to apologize to those people who have a question they'd like to ask but have not been able to do so. I'd happily, if you want to collect them, I can happily send you answers back if that is something that would be interesting. But I want to have a conversation, ongoing conversation with you. I don't want this to just be me coming here, having one chat with you and going home. You are all valuable people, and I want you to know that my doors in Delhi are open for you. If you want to come and meet me, if you want to have a longer conversation with me, there is Kaushal here from my office. He'll give you my contact details. You feel free to come and tell me about how I should think about Odisha. I don't want to cut this conversation. I want this to be an ongoing thing, and I want you to have a feeling that you can come to me and say, listen, we're not happy with this, or we are very happy with this, and we'd like you to do this. Once again, I'd like to thank all of you for coming here. I'd also like to thank all the people who are watching this on television. Thank you for your time. All the best. Jai Hind.